much for being with us on First Take on this Friday Eve. Molly Karam here in CT. Max is in NYC. Stephen A. is in LA. Hello, gentlemen.
Good morning. How are y'all? Ready? Good morning. I'm always ready, especially when it comes to going up against you. It's like a walk in the park.
I got a whole bunch of L's for you today, Stephen A. You ready for them?
Well, you know, first things first, you're not allowed to assume that I'm going to lose anything when you're walking around with a gray beard. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
You two, unrelentless. Let's get into it. As you alluded to, Stephen A., since the 4th of July, when Kevin Durant announced he's taking his talents to the West Coast, we've all heard Stephen A. lament that the NBA regular season was ruined and he didn't let up with his disappointment.
Kevin Durant has ruined the regular season. I understand that the championship is not a foregone conclusion. I understand that the playoffs could be labeled somewhat interesting with San Antonio. But what happens? You go up against Kevin Durant, and everything is just ruined. It's just ruined. It's just ruined, okay?
But just taking a look at how the season shook out, it was pretty historic, Stephen A. Russell Westbrook set a record for the most triple-doubles in a season. James Harden was responsible for the second most points in a season ever, and we saw the most 50-point games put up. Mr. Smith, you know I'm starting with you. Now that it's all...
Eat those words, Stephen A.
Now that it's all said and done, you heard Max. What grade would you give this NBA season?
I'd give it a D. And that's being nice. I could give it an F, but I won't go that far.
A D for dynamic.
I'd give it a D. I'd give it a D. I'm serious about this. First of all, when Kevin Durant left and I said he ruined the regular season, I absolutely positively meant it. We knew that the San Antonio Spurs were going to win their share games. Obviously, those who love basketball find a reason to love basketball. And considering the Herculean effort that we've seen Russell Westbrook put forth this season along with James Harden, that's been interesting. But we all know it's been about Golden State and everybody else right now. Kevin Durant going down and getting injured made it a bit interesting because that gave us an opportunity to see what the Golden State Warriors were made of without Kevin Durant, because they also were going to be without Harrison Barnes and Andrew Bogut, which means that you're basically without the three dudes, not just Kevin Durant. And Steph Curry put on a show, over the last month or so, or last few games, rather, he averaged about 31 on 52% shooting, reminding us all that he is the reigning two-time league MVP. So it was nice to see that. But overall, the suspense, the thrill, particularly the thrill that we would have had watching the Oklahoma City Thunder go up against Golden State, watching and wondering about what would happen if they met again in the playoffs, knowing that San Antonio was in the mix as well. That would have made the regular season far more compelling. Kevin Durant robbed us of that reality because by transitioning to Golden State, you saw what Golden State did every time they went up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They flat out annihilated them in all 4 meetings this season. Then you combine that with the rest issue and how that's tainted the game, with people questioning the level of commitment that some of these players may have had. We even had a situation last night where the Brooklyn Nets, who was so awful this year, they should give people back their money who patronized their product, had the audacity, the unmitigated gall with their scrub selves to actually rest players, knowing you got the whole damn offseason to rest, but you still gonna rest them with the regular season finale. This kind of nonsense that has sifted through the league like a virus has helped contaminate the league and made this regular season highly questionable compared to seasons past. The playoffs are something to look forward to. I'm not poo-pooing that. We're going to look forward to Westbrook and Harden and Kawhi and LeBron and, of course, Durant with the Splash Brothers. We get all of that. The playoffs have arrived. But as it pertains to the regular season, there have been far too many negative storylines that have tainted this season for me to give it anything better than a D. It gets a D and not a grade higher.
The NBA regular season gets an A. The drawbacks that you bring it up are the reason it's not an A+, maybe. And you take this L. That's your grade, Stephen A. L. Are you kidding? Like, the 1960-61 season, the last time anyone averaged a triple-double, Oscar Robertson. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 and 25 on the season. Elgin Baylor went for 38. The Celtics won in the finals as usual. Bill Russell won the MVP. That is one of the all-time spectacle seasons. Was that a D season? This is a D season? Let me tell you what sports...
By the way, how would you know? You weren't born.
I wish I could have seen that season.
said no. No, not at all. You weren't even born. See, that season was great, and you weren't even in your mother's womb at the time. Come on.
1961 in baseball, I wasn't born either when Roger Maris hit 61 home runs. Was that a historically significant season? Yes. And so was this. It is unbelievable to me that you give this season a D. This is a straight A. At least drama and spectacle. That's sport. Drama and spectacle. That's what we're selling. That's what it has to offer. Was there drama? Kevin Durant got hurt. You picked San Antonio at one point to win more games than Golden State. So we're just talking about regular season, right? You thought San Antonio was going to overtake them.
Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But they didn't. That's drama. But that's drama. You don't know what's going to happen. The clash of the Titans. James Harden gets moved to point guard. You thought that was a bad idea. How did that turn out? Mike D'Antoni, your coach of the year, you thought that wasn't going to work out. And James Harden and Mike D'Antoni win 50-plus games. James Harden has an all-time great statistical season, but not only may he not win the MVP, I don't even think he should come in second because of what Kawhi Leonard did. Russell Westbrook with a triple-double, 47 wins on the season. You're boiling it all down to OKC versus what, Golden State? Yes, that's one storyline that was somewhat diminished in terms of the competitiveness of that one rivalry, but everything else got better because the handcuffs were off Westbrook. We saw something we may never see again. No shooters on the team. They won 47 games. Then the Cavs not playing defense, especially in the second half, but really all year, looked more vulnerable than we thought they were going to be. The Greek Freak went bananas and has emerged in the East. There are so many storylines, so much drama, and so much spectacle in the regular season. No question, it's an A. This is an A season. You gave it a D, and I give you an L.
Well, let me tell you this. First of all, you need to get the hell off Google or out of the analytics page and watch some of these games because there's been some bad basketball that has been played. And by the way, the shamefulness of your position is that you live right down the street from the Knicks and got the nerve to talk about good basketball. I don't know what the hell you're thinking about. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, you're right down the street from bad basketball, for crying out loud. You should have been contaminated. The Knicks are their own walking virus, for crying out loud.
A good season involves bad teams. The question is, are they interestingly bad? Even the bad teams, like the Knicks, like the Lakers, like the Sixers, are interestingly bad.
I don't feel that way. I really, really don't, Max. I'm telling you right now, I've been absolutely disgusted with this NBA season, particularly with the storyline. There's been some bad basketball. There's been some nonchalance associated with that bad basketball. We've had situations where we're looking at guys and wondering whether or not they even care half the time. I mean, this has been a bad season, a bad regular season. I don't believe it will be a bad playoffs. I certainly know it's not going to be a bad finals. But the regular season has been far less compelling to me than at times in the past. I really feel that way.
Listen, you're an NBA junkie, so am I. I've been mainlining NBA. This has been an awesome regular season. You know what it reminds me of? I'll give you the analogy. 1998, Major League Baseball, the height of the steroids.
Another
20 years ago almost.
Baseball analogy.
The height of the steroids era. The Yankees had traded for Chuck Knobloch in the offseason, the second baseman all-star. Everyone knew they were going to terrorize the AL, and they did. They won a record 125 games, swept the World Series. So it wasn't competitive from that point of view. But McGuire and Sosa had an epic home run chase. Of course, in retrospect, there was, PEDs. But still, that didn't diminish the spectacle and the drama. Records were falling all over the place. Baseball's never been, in its history, more popular than it was that season. More interesting. There was spectacle, if not drama, in terms of who was going to win the whole thing. It was an amazing season. That was this year's NBA.
Well, I applaud you for bringing up something when you were born. Congratulations on that. At least you were born and you were there to witness it, and I applaud you for that. But at the end of the day, Max, I swear to you, man, this is just how I feel about it. And back then, look, it's not just chicks, as they say, who love the long ball. All of us love the long ball. So when Sosa and McGuire were doing what they're doing, particularly 4 years removed from the cancellation of the World Series, of course that made it compelling again. Baseball was resurrecting itself. In this instance, the NBA was on a high. It was flowing, and then Kevin Durant decided to shift the balance of power by running to the Bay Area. I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it.
We got to agree to disagree.
Sosa, that's Harden, Westbrook chasing triple-doubles. Harden doing something no one's done before statistically in terms of double-doubles.
Molly has to take over.
Yeah, gentlemen, we got to agree to disagree. All I know is we all know who we want as our teacher, Professor Kellerman. So absolutes in life, besides Max having a baseball analogy for every situation, that would be